What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another All the Mods 8 Hardcore Minecraft video. My name is JawshyGG, and I've changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them so far over to the Niotic generators, and the cable's actually going down a lot slower than I anticipated, which means we're up to 50% here on this, which means we may not actually run out of the power as quickly as I had anticipated. And of course, if I add this piece in right here, there's no of course I'll do that right there. There's no I took the uranite out of this, but if I were to add that back into it, I have a strong inclination that this would probably be closer to 75% before potentially running out of power, which actually it could very well not run out of power. So if I change all of these to niotic and then start reorganizing everything, it should be okay. And I can keep the quantum entangler right there to link back to my power generation one over here, which would still provide me with enough. It should still provide me with enough power to be able to effectively power and create a bunch of alloys over a course of time. Of course, there's a lot that goes into it, but I definitely want to avoid using this one specifically because I want to have this one set up for wireless capabilities. So you can, I should probably start doing some stuff with that. But basically, not wireless capabilities, but pretty much being able to charge up my what's it called? Charge up my curios slots, which are pretty much like my jetpack and things of that nature. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do that. So while that is low on, well, anything. So, and I also don't have a flux point. So or a flux plug. So if I actually go in here and grab a flux plug, I can go back into this and then plop it onto the, unless I do. I don't, okay. So I can plop it like right here and then set this up for energizing and then power surge bypass limit. And this right here, you can see it will slowly recharge my jetpack up. Of course, this does cost me some issues with my my energizing solution. So if I go back in here, you'll see that this cable is likely going down a lot quicker. This is up to 60% though, so it's a lot quicker and lasting a lot longer than what it was in previous solutions. So if I have, in my honest opinion, if I have all of these fully charged, which if you look at this, all of these, if I can get a bunch of niotics and I have all these niotics fully charged up to 1 or 2 million FV that are generating 400 FV per tick, I did the math again when he 37, so we'll have, what did I say, 44 total. So if I do a calculator, 44 times, why are you not, oh, because I don't have no block on. Hey, stop. Can you stop that? My cat is knocking over her water bottle. So that's pretty much saying that that's going to be roughly about 17,000 per tick, which isn't a lot necessarily, but it's more than what I'm currently getting. And you'll notice these are always stored with 400,000, pretty much close to 400,000, which has been really good so far, and it's at 65%. So we're making progress. Now, of course, I'm likely going to keep the quantum entangler there connected back to my my power generation compact machine, but that doesn't necessarily completely solve my energy issue. There are a lot more issues that we need to take a look at here. For one, these are only going to be able to do so much with this particular setup. It's going to still take me a very long time to create the stars or to create all of the alloy ingots to create each individual, because I'll show you real quick. If we go to chapter 3, do this, 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 and then we click on this, requires a ridiculous amount of unobtainium and allthemodium. Well, of course, I'm not doing allthemodium and unobtainium. I'm doing allthemodium and vibranium, which if we go back to my ore factory, I'll kind of show you why, unless that has already started. Hopefully that has already started. That should get me a decent amount, but I need a significant amount more than what is being produced. So we should be able to go and look here. So it's still copper. That still has dirty copper in there. That still has clean copper in there. And these are all pretty much full and not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this does pose a little bit of a problem. I can't. These are just not able to build up. There is interesting. Okay, so that's basically refilling back up then. This right here, I feel like I should have more than 10. Okay, so I have 20,000? Interesting. Very curious. That still has 320,000, so I likely just need to stay in here one day or soon and basically just clear out these this right here. I could probably just, I don't know, each gauge takes a decent amount of resources and they only collect like 20,000 MB, and that's a lot of gauges just to clear out this clean copper. So once we get to that point where our unobtainium is basically being produced properly, I mean, I think at that point we should be okay. But for the time being, it's going to be a little annoying. Yeah, let's go back into our Energizer and see how far this is. So far, significantly better. This still has 36 million or 30 million. That's 77%. So this will basically probably shut off around 80% or start flickering at 80% power. Which my jetpack is still charging, so that means that there's a little bit of power coming through the flux wireless charging, so that's good. But this will last, and like I said, it's likely not going to last. It's going to start fluctuating, and it's going to be a little aggravating. But if I get all of these fully charged up, because that's basically going to double the generation and almost quadruple or over quadruple the overall stored energy. So that's good. And then, of course, you have each of these that have to go through their 400,000, which they'll go through pretty quickly with this. So we're looking at, I don't know, maybe 85,000, 85% maybe? I don't know. But that's pretty much better because I started that, I think I started that here at the beginning of this recording. It's only been like 7 or 8 minutes, and it's already up to 85%. So or 80%. So that is really good. So it is a step in the right direction, but I feel like we can do so much better than that. So we are going to continue kind of building up that aspect, but I thought there was something I was really wanting to do here, but I honestly forgot. This is why having a clipboard does work, but it's also it's a little troublesome because I don't always pay attention to it. So I need that Allomodium to finish so I can begin making my niotic. I can probably just make a bunch of that stuff. So I need this stuff to finish so I can go ahead and make my niotic, because yeah, it's coming down. It'll be a little bit over 85%. Not too bad. We did a little bit of work there. I wonder if I upgrade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. This other 6 of these, it might be a little bit better. And then if I have if I basically upgrade all of those over there as well, it should be pretty much better as well. So 86% before. Actually, no. I'll wait until this is exactly cleared out before, because maybe 90%. That's still not bad. Like, that's actually really good considering compared to what we were dealing with. I feel like having an entire room full of these these generators would actually be pretty cool, especially on the outskirts. Of course, this right here generates a decent amount of energy, but I mean, I feel like there's going to be some insignificance. I don't know if that's going to make a major impact, but I feel like it likely will. So it's up to 89%. It's coming down. It'll be at 90% before these start fluctuating. So that's pretty much done. These are going down now, as you can tell. So yeah, just over 90%, and then these should start fluctuating and staggering here in a little bit. But 90% still is pretty good. This basically stores up to 29 million FE. And these individually, like I said, store 2 million. So I might, yeah, see, it's starting to fluctuate a little bit. So it's still going up. It's just going to take a little bit longer now for the last 9%. It'll probably be by the end of the video that these are actually done. could try this, and then, I mean, this probably won't make much of a difference, but why not just at least try it? You know what I mean? Use as much energy as I can get, see just what I can, what opportunities I can go for. So it's why are these not connecting? Why are those not connecting? That's odd. Huh. Maybe because of how the power generation is. Maybe I mean, wait a second before I do anything right there. You see it is loading up a little bit. Just trying to, you know, whatever I can. There we go. I don't know why it wouldn't connect up top. That's weird. Very strange. Something 97% already. Sheesh. Let's add that back in. I don't think that's going to make anything of an impact right there. I mean, that's making somewhat of an impact. This is going up a little bit. I mean, it's at 98%, so it's doing good. It's doing the work it needs to be doing. This looks ugly, and I'm very aware of that. And I do apologize that it looks ugly, but we're going to make it look better over time. That's the entire goal of these videos, is to just do different things, learn a little bit more about the mod packs, and try to figure out where we're sitting. And then, boom. So that took just over 12 minutes. Not too shabby. This takes 2.7 million FE, and I don't, yeah, so it will, no, it won't. Wow, nice. Let's plop you right there. Let's give it a second, and let's allow it to communicate and kind of work its magic through what it is. Let's take a look at what we can, if we can make another one of these. Interesting. Yeah, we can. Very nice. All right. Gotta love when that happens. All right, let's take a look. That's Niotic and that's Blazing. Cool. So pretty much these are all going to, so the cables themselves are going to generate all the power it can, and then it will fill up the cables completely. I don't know if I should keep this cable on there though. What's the overall? 226 million. See if I get rid of that. That drops it down to 186. So the cables themselves, how long the cables are, depends on how much energy is stored within them. And of course, the cables are going to expand the entirety of the actual room. And the actual goal is, I will kind of, I guess the best way to explain it here is the goal for that particular setup is that if that's the center right there and this is the center right here, it's like right here, no, right here is where the orb will be, and the thermal generators will line the edges or the entirety of the sides, and you'll basically have these cables running across all over the place. And then you'll have 4 sections, like the centers of each, where the energy cables will come up and they'll all meet in a point like this, where basically the center point is going to be over this point right here, over the orb, and then you'll have 4 cables kind of dropping down into that one section right there. So basically it'll be like, kind of like how this one is coming up, it'll go up 1 and then, or 1 or 2, and then all 4 sides will link up to that 1 and then push all the energy down into it. So that's the goal that I'm aiming at here. And it's going to look decent whenever I get done with it, but it will take some time to actually build out. This reactor casing group right here, I'm not sure. If I end up leaving it, then I'll basically have to, not really an issue, I'll just get rid of this one right here, and then I'll just kind of go from the sides here and then add on more this way. And then I'll basically just go this way as well. I might get rid of these furnitors because the furnitors really are not doing anything beneficial at all for me. They're not really getting the power they need because of these saplings take so long to actually create any type of energy. And I don't want to use coal in there because the coal, I feel like, will just be kind of a waste of resources. So, and then that right there, the quantum entangleporter will be on top of the entire thing and kind of going down as well to provide even more energy, likely from this one right here. So I feel like I don't necessarily need that one in there, but it does store 29 million when this one only stores 2.7 million. So I feel like this is not, like, this one right here suffices to a certain degree because it is building up the energy in this particular system right here. I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot to kind of think about when it comes to understanding the concept of what I want to accomplish for the energizing solutions. I'll deal with all that stuff later. And then, of course, the next objective is to probably use the thermal generators again to manage these. 'Cause I'll show you real quick how quickly this energy will go down just by using the piglich. And I definitely need more piglich hearts, but there's a specific reason why the energy is so insufficient. The fission reactor will likely take care of that, and I might actually line out the outlines, and I'll show you whenever I go back downstairs. In the fission reactor one, oh god, I got trapped in it. The fission reactor one, what I likely will end up doing, because so first and foremost, the reason I built it like this was so that I can basically expand it out to about this point right here, where there's 2 blocks on all sides. So I'll pull it 2 blocks this way, and then I'll have these blocks. I'll have these blocks right here. I'll pull it out 2 this way. I'll have these blocks right here. And then if I pull it out to about right here, this right here will pretty much be the entirety of the square. I can kind of show you this with some, I have some planks. Okay, so I have one right there, one right there, one right there, and then of course, we'll just use cobblestone. And then the last one will be right there. So you see, you always have 2 blocks around, and then the center piece will basically be where this piece is right there. And I'll be able to expand it, but the idea is I can line the edges here with simulation and simulation chambers, and then have on top of them maybe some chests leading the prediction matrices in, and then of course have on one side have the simulation chambers, on the other side have the thing that does the actual predictions. So I'll have these lining the edges, and then they on one side and these on the other side. Specifically just because the loot fabricators are going to... Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Specifically because the loot fabricators are likely going to cost a lot more resources or energy overall. Well, to a degree, when you're talking about pigliches, they're both going to require a significant amount of energy. So you can see right here, all of these are basically getting the power they need. The niotic ones are going up to about 1.5 million right now. The furnitors really aren't getting much power just because that they get their power through, wood or coal, burnable items, and they're just not getting the power that they need. So what we'll do now is I'm just going to go through and do this right here and create a bunch of these niotic ones so I can change up all of these blazing thermal generators to niotics real quick, and then we'll kind of go from there. I will need to probably, before I forget, adjust my spawn point, because I don't want to keep spawning closer and closer to that like I just did in the fission reactor. You can tell these pretty much are not using any, this pretty much is not using any energy for these right here, because these are kind of staying steady. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. But this is pretty simple, but this will also be a pretty big deal once we can finalize our automation, doing the auto crafting and everything, I can set up the full system in here, which I likely will do off recording and then kind of explain it once I start recording afterwards. And I'm probably going to do the lining of the actual room off recording as well, because I feel like I've shown you kind of the idea that I'm planning. So I don't know if it would be beneficial for me to do that all on recording, because I feel like it would just be a lot of just sitting around waiting for crafting to get done, sitting around waiting for this to get done, and then doing it over there, and then just like lining it all. It's just, I feel like it will take a lot of time. So I will pretty much just kind of do it off recording, and then whenever we come back in a future recording, I will have it finished and all the niotic stuff done. Hopefully these cables right here are capable enough to manage the amount of energy that's going to be pushed through them. I don't know how much energy is actually going to be stored in the cables themselves, because the cables themselves, if they store a significant amount of energy, that will absolutely play a critical role in how we are able to, how quickly we're able to get through the alloy ingots. The quicker we can get through the alloy ingots, the better. Another big thing is being able to be quickly recharged, because if I have to wait 5 to 10 minutes between each ingot, that becomes a problem. So that should be enough to be able to make a couple more of those. I do need to start making the blazes, the blaze blocks. So I need more blaze rods. So let's do our blaze here. We'll pop our blaze in, and I'll kind of show you the difference here. If I do this right here, you see how the power just does not go down at all because of how insignificant this particular model is compared to the piglet. But we're going to go ahead and just make a bunch of these real quick. Make 21 of them. I feel like that should be enough. No, we need a lot more than that. We're going to need probably about 35. Probably not that many, because I mean, I need 44 and I already have a lot of them done. So, yeah, it's better to have more than not enough. Especially since these can be broken down into the crystals that are used to make the blazing generators. So I feel like over time this will just be kind of like become a general process for me. So we'll see what happens. I feel like this won't be too bad. And I'll watch, like I said, I'll watch JawshyGG's setup video on how to do the auto crafting with this. And I'm likely going to have it wirelessly communicating back to my network through the quantum entangler. You can see the quantum entangler is using a decent amount of power there, pushing and maintaining the actual energy that's within the cables themselves. So we'll see what happens whenever we expand this entire room, make it all pretty full, and pretty much just move everything around to where it needs to be. And likely in the next video, whenever I start the next video up, you will see how much this is going to be different. I'm likely going to keep that here for the time being. I want to see if keeping this here and then not using it is going to be of any impact, because of course, I mean, I'm going to have a bunch of these niotic generators laying around, so I don't know if that'll be enough. If not, I mean, of course, I'll connect the cables back and allow it to do its thing. But I do have a feeling that after each ingot, I'm going to have to let everything recharge. So there is going to need to be a significant increase in that aspect to ensure that it charges back quickly. Because I don't want to end up having to wait like a long time for each of these things to set up appropriately. So yeah, let's head back to our main base area, and let's take a look-see here at what all we need for the future. So kind of talk a little bit about the next couple of videos. Obviously, the begin prepping for fission reactor is one thing that is going to take some time. And the simulation chambers and all that are going to take time as well. Let's see. Okay. So that's pretty much showing me that, I didn't have the resources available for it, which I do pretty much have the resources available now, but I'm not going to start creating all that stuff until I finish recording. I guess the next best thing, since we haven't gone in here in a little bit, let's go into our mob farm real quick and take a look at how much experience is in here. Oh no, I had that turned on, so none. Pretty much what, oh my God, I just jumped up to level 119. I guess it just stuck there. Cool. Okay. Well, it must have had a lot because it jumped me up from 96 to 119. So let's go ahead and grab some books and see if we can get some better enchantments. Definitely going to continue to try to get as many of these enchantments as I can. God, these are terrible books, man. What is that? Chromatic aberration. Sheared wool will be changed to a random color. I have to test that. Wait, what was that unbreaking? Oh, that was unusing. That's disappointing. Blast protection 8. Beautiful. This adds a lot. These adds points. These adds points. Really me? These add points. Respiration 7? I do like that because right now I think the respiration we have in here is... So you see respiration 7. So you see how it says 112 out of 1.1? So if I come in here and add that book in, that jumps me up to 176. So these books, depending on the level of enchantment, will be very significant to increasing the value of how much you have in it. Like the Curse of Bones 13. I don't know what that is. Feather Falling 10. That's crazy. One more. Fortune 3. I have a better fortune in here. I think this one's Fortune 7. But you can see right there, 136. If I plop this one in, that jumps me up to 140. So it kind of depends on, you know, how much is available for it. Unfortunately, I didn't get any sharpness. It is what it is. I want more sharpness capability, and I feel it will come with due time. But I probably should update this and make it look a little bit better. Change up the Arcana, because if you can see, makes rare enchantments more common, increases the number of enchantments. Modulates the power range. Rectification lessens the negative effects. And Eterna determines the available enchantment level. So all of these are, if you can look right here, I don't have anything that, I don't have anything that is actually not enchanted. Can I enchant an arrow? I cannot. A singular arrow. Let me grab a sword real quick. Let's grab the, just grab this one, because this one doesn't have any enchants in it. I'm not going to enchant it. I'm just going to show you. Wait a minute. When did my Quanta lose? Reduction potential, 97% growth potential. I'm pretty sure my Quanta was at 100. Was it not? And I thought my Arcana was at 100. Oh, my Arcana is. Enchantment bonus 5%. So let's take a look at what we can do. Obviously, the Library of Alexandria, I don't think we actually need it right there. I think we can probably just put it like inside of here to make it a little bit easier for us to react to. Yeah, we can do that. So let's take a look at, we need Quanta, right? So if I do this and go to Quanta, I can see that Hell Shelves add Quanta. So I think I actually, or Deep Shelf. Let's take a look. As Eterna, I'll just do this right here. Plus 2 Quanta, plus 15 Quanta. Let's add that in to see if that actually brings it up to 100. I don't remember. Yes, so that's good. Okay. I don't remember, I don't know why it wasn't, I mean, I thought it was 100 100. It might be that it was just, I don't know. I'm not going to try to question it. I'm at 100, 100, 100. Basically, 100%, 100%, 100%, 50 out of 50, 50 out, 100%. You know what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on right now. So let's take a look at what all we have in our bag here to drop off in the inventory. Throw that stuff in there. Anything particularly useful? Obviously, I want to keep the thermogenerators, the blaze rods, these. The spawners are significantly, not very important, but they do have some significance to them. Let's see. Really, there's gunpowder, useful. Wither skull fragments, useful. Do I have any wither skulls? So that's the question. I don't necessarily need them because I can just farm them in other ways, but yeah, so I think we're good. We can do that right there. And then we'll just plop these all in here. I didn't mean to throw my bag in there. Okay. And then, of course, we come back here, grab this, do this, and let that run and create our blaze rods. So it's pretty simple. Obviously, this is definitely going to take some time. I mean, in reality, I just got to figure out how long these are going to take to all refill. Because this is refilled. All of these obviously won't refill, but everything seems to be refilled now, which is good. But I'm not going to take any chances right now to start up a new set of alloy ingots, because I will be upgrading and changing around the entirety of that room here after this recording. So, well, then it seems like we have hit the 30-minute mark. So with that being said, thank you guys so very much for watching. My name is JawshyGG. Remember, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I could do better. Also, remember to subscribe if you have not already. And I appreciate your support. You guys have been amazing. You guys have continued to crush it and knock everything, pretty much every goal that I have set out of the park. So I'm very grateful for that. And I will see you guys in the next videos, because I'm excited to make more. Thanks, guys.